Welcome to Road Atlanta. We're here for the second stop of the season for the Firestone Firehawk Endurance Championship. It's a 3-hour race for all 3 divisions. And Dorsey, as a road racer, I'm sure you love racing here.
Well, Road Atlanta truly is a driver's track, a very high intimidation factor here, so the guys that are really the good drivers will shine.
More than 60 cars ready to go. We'll have the highlights and a lot more for you in this half hour of Firestone Firehawk. Russell Arago was born deaf, but he has overcome his hearing disability and now is realizing his dream of racing. Some hot action in the cold months of winter. Ice racing is an off-season tune-up for the warm summer schedule. Just be sure to bring your studded tires. And we'll have all the action from Road Atlanta. All 3 divisions going for a spin, while the Kelly Moss Porsche goes for a second straight win. Highlights coming up.
U.S. Olympic athletes. All told, they put in millions of training miles. It's the same idea behind our Firestone Firehawk Endurance Championship Series. The Firestone performance tires we've raced have run up more than 1.5 million miles. And everything we learn goes into every Firestone performance tire we make. Is it worth it? We think so.
At Oldsmobile, we know the difference between designing a race car to be fast and designing a race car to be a winner. The new Achieva SCX has an engine that just doesn't know when to quit. Anti-lock brakes that help make cornering a breeze. And the difference between this winner and the winner you can buy is a wash. The Achieva SCX from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
Presenting a superbly engineered high-performance machine. One that's been race-bred by the world's finest drivers to deliver the ultimate overall performance. What do we call this masterpiece of engineering? Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug. Drive it today and find out for yourself why so many champions prefer Bosch. To locate a Bosch retailer or service outlet, call 1-800-882-8101.
What do you really give when you give blood?
Another summer. Another dance.
Hi.
How you doing?
Another song. Another hug.
Good game, man. Don't worry about it.
Another date. Another moment.
When you give blood, you give another chance.
Each week here on Firehawk, we try and introduce you to a team member or a driver so you get to know the participants and a little bit more about the series itself. And Dorsey, this week, someone very special.
Well, you're right. I've had a lot of students in Skip Barber's racing school, and Russell Arago is deaf. He was one of my students a couple years back and is a very good race car driver.
And he's driving for one of the top Firehawk teams. Earlier this week, Dorsey had a chance to chat with him.
Russell, tell me some of the problems that you have being deaf as a race car driver. What certain problems do you have to overcome?
Well, there's the communication, and I have to overcome the communication problem. And once I approached the owner, Paul Rossi, and the fact is, he's worried about the communication because it's very, very important, because we've been racing for 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes 12 hours. And he's worried about that, so we came up with a new solution. You know, you use the phrases as like, Russell, 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 how's the car? And I could say the car is fine, and he could say like, Russell, 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 pit now. And, you know, I could go to the pit because I could hear the same sound. And I have no problem with it now.
What advice would you give other deaf people or impaired people towards becoming an athlete like yourself or getting into the sports field?
It's very hard to get into professional level, and I have to overcome it. You know, you have to remember yourself that you're equal, you create equal. I I think I have no problem with that being deaf. I think I have advantages because I have a 10 feeling on the car, and I could, you know, it's pretty tough because it's hard for the people to believe it. You know, it's like, oh, there's a deaf driver. You know, how can you change the gears, and how can you hear the motor going on and on and on? It's not the problem. The problem is I'm just a normal person, just like you.
Russell, tell us, if you will, how did you get started in racing? How did you get interested in becoming a race car driver?
Well, the first thing I learned that I want to become a race car driver when I was 5 years old. And I'm very, very fascinated with speed. And one speed never satisfied me at all. By the time I grew up, and I tried to save all my money and spent on going driving school program. And I spent all my money out saving, and I just moved up. I did very well.
I know I had you as a student. You were one of my students at the Skip Barber Driving School, and I know you were looking for sponsor money back then to help you support your racing career, and obviously you've come into the Paul Rossi team, and he's and found a home there with Carrier Wood and some of our good friends there. Tell me a little about your regular family life. What's going on there?
My family life, we're very, very close, and right now I'm married, and I have 2 kids, and I have another stepsister also, and I mean, my family is very supportive to me with my racing career. At first, they were nervous, very, very nervous. They think I'm really crazy, and they think I didn't grow up a little bit. It's very normal. Right now, they realize that I did very well. And finally, I got on the team, and the sponsorship has been doing great.
If your occupation now as a race car driver, if it goes beyond Paul Rossi, where would you like to go? Where would Russell like to be driving?
The primary goal is the Indy 500. And I've always wanted to win the Indy 500. That's my only goal.
I know you ran Skip Barber's Pro Saab Series, so you have some open wheel experience. You've driven those cars and done well at that. So ultimately, you'd like to get to Indy.
Yes, yeah. I'd like to get back on the Formula car. And I enjoy with Paul Rossi Racing Team. It's very different. It got a lot of cars, and it feels great, you know, being part of the team. The Firestone Firehawk is very, very, very messy. It's never in one lane, in one single line, and it's very challenging. And I really enjoy the Firestone Firehawk because I get more seat time. And I like the car very much.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, Russell's determination will probably take him very far in racing, just like it has so far in his life.
And we'll see how he does today. A 3-hour race for the Firestone Firehawk Endurance Championship is coming up next.
These are the machines of the 90s.
Fuel injection, overhead cams, multi-valve.
Today's high-tech engines demand high-tech protection. Kendall Motor Oil is specifically designed to provide the ultimate protection against heat and wear under the most extreme conditions. Don't take a chance with your high-tech engine. Use Kendall Motor Oil, formulated to protect your high-tech engine. Kendall Motor Oil, pour in the protection. Kendall, available at these locations.
At Oldsmobile, we know the difference between designing a race car to be fast and designing a race car to be a winner. The new Achieva SCX has an engine that just doesn't know when to quit. Anti-lock brakes that help make cornering a breeze. And the difference between this winner and the winner you can buy is a wash. The Achieva SCX from Oldsmobile. The power of intelligent engineering.
When we set out to engineer the ultimate spark plug, we put in a lot of long hours. We utilized a lot of revolutionary thinking. And all the while, our competition thought we were just shooting for the moon. Unfortunately for them, we shot a bit higher than that. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug. To locate a Bosch retailer or service outlet, call 1-800-882-8101.
The number 3 cause of death for all Americans, big and small, is lung disease, including lung cancer. Lung disease doesn't kill quickly. Its victims just fade away. The number 1 cause of hope for lung disease is the American Lung Association, but they can't live on hope alone. Are we coming in loud and clear? The American Lung Association. It's a matter of life and breath.
Well, Road Atlanta is one of the fastest racetracks that the Firestone Firehawk cars compete at. That poses a problem with all 3 classes running together, however. Grand sports cars are the fastest in the straightaway, no doubt, but sometimes a touring car can be faster in a corner. Now, at Road Atlanta, all corners lead to another, and there's not a lot of room for passing here. That poses a problem because as the race goes on, drivers get frustrated. When they get frustrated, they make mistakes. Mistakes are big at Road Atlanta. We'll probably see a lot of that today.
The 3-hour race featured a 66-car field with all 3 divisions competing on the 2.5-mile course. Considerable attention was focused on the Porsches. IMSA added 200 pounds to the minimum weight for that car in a move aimed at balancing competition between the streaking Porsches and the rest of the Grand Sports field. Porsche came to Road Atlanta with 12 straight poles and 12 straight wins. And Joe Barty made it 13 straight poles when he put the Sandridge Salads Porsche on the pole for this race. Jim Roberts took the pole in sports in a Toyota MR2, and Bill Pate put his Volkswagen GTI on the pole in touring. In the Grand Sports division, Don Wallace moved his black number 3 Camaro to the front on lap 2 and set the pace for the next 33 laps. It was the most muscle a non-Porsche had shown in the last year. But Wallace wasn't the only fresh face at the front. While Sandridge was running a solid second, Larry Schumacher battled for third with Mike Gagliardo. The 82 Porsche of Lloyd Hawkins and David Murray was fifth, with Joe Pezza and Rich Moskalik hunting for a spot in the top 5. In the sports division, Paul Rossi's Eagles were swift through the first hour, with Ray Kong in the 22 and teammate Rob Wilson in the 24. Sebring champion Boris Said had his Dodge Stealth on the move, running third. The touring division featured a heated battle between pole sitter Pate and his Volkswagen and the twin Saturns of Dave Rosenblum and Robbie Buell. Just before the 1-hour mark, a 3-car crash in turn 1 collected Juan Delgado and John Drew. Moments later, Preston Reed also slid off the track and slammed into Drew's Taurus. All 3 drivers were okay, and during the 40-minute caution period, several teams pitted for fuel and the mandatory driver change.
Very timely caution for you.
Oh, yeah, it came just the right time. Feels great to be back up front again. You know, Joe and I won the last time a Camaro won, we won up at Elkhart Lake, and I hope we're start the chain over again here today, buddy.
Schumacher led on the restart just past the halfway point. John Petrick replaced Wallace and was running second, followed by the Porsches of Joe Barty and David Murray and the BMW of Andy Pilgrim and Bo Lemler. In sports, the Stealth of Said and Peter Cunningham took the lead on lap 32, held it through the caution period, and was fighting off the challenge of Scott Gaylord in an Eagle and Paul Hacker in an Oldsmobile. The touring contenders included the 2 Saturns and the 87 Honda of Rodney Almeida and Lance Stewart. Bill Pate surrendered his firm grip on the lead when he pitted under green after gambling on a timely caution flag.
Yeah, what we were counting on, Dorsey, was they gave us a full hour of green flag. Nobody really touched, and it's pretty clean racing for the first hour, and then they had the big mistake down in 1. And we thought we could get another hour good racing in, but it's been full of yellows. And for the point situation we had to pit now, we had another half-hour fuel, but we had to get Bob some points, and I believe we're running 4th or 5th right now, and hopefully he can get it back up to 1st again.
Larry Schumacher gave up the race lead on lap 50 after a strong performance by his Pontiac.
The Porsches kind of had our ticket last year, but it's a nice even race, and I think the Porsches are equally balanced, and I think it makes for a much better series, really, Dorsey.
Petrick retrieved the lead when Schumacher pitted and was hounded by a pair of Porsches, including defending series champion Barty, who was trying every trick in his bag to try and get by the Camaro. Charging through the field was Nick Ham in the Kelly Moss Porsche. After teammate Rich Moskalik pitted at the 50-minute mark to get Ham in the car for the mandatory driver change, the team topped off the fuel tank on lap 44, giving Ham the gas to go the distance. Fresh from a season-opening victory at Sebring, Ham had the hammer down and became the key player in a three-car fight for first. In sports, the Sed and Cunningham combination had the stealth closing in on its first Firehawk win, leading by a lap over the 39 Eagle of Terry Earwood and Mike Zemecki. The Eagles were an unfortunate victim of some unfriendly fuel mileage. Paul Hacker was third in the consistent but not quite as quick Achieva. In touring, Robbie Buell gave up his ride to Chris Scavness. The Saturn was leading the division, and for Buell, the visit from the Firestone Indy Lights Series to the Firehawk circuit was very rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big change, but it's a lot of fun out there. The guys have worked really hard on the cars. They're really nice cars to drive, and we just kind of got to pace out and keep our nose clean out there right now. Chris Scavness is in the car, but the guys here, the Valvoline Saturn crew, have really done a good job. We were leading at Sebring as well, and unfortunately we got taken out there, so we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Road Atlanta did its best to gobble up a healthy portion of the field. This three-car battle sent the RX-7 of Hugh Johnson and Bart Hayes for a spin. Joe Pezza made a nifty save in his Porsche after sliding under the bridge. Buddy Norton in an Oldsmobile and Don Minkler in the Prelude just did manage to stay out of some trouble in turn one. But the 00 Oldsmobile later showed the signs of some physical racing, limping home with some front-end damage and a cut tire. And the Honda Civic of Dick Rule finished the day upside down after sliding down the hill and crashing into the tire wall. Rule was uninjured, but his Honda was another victim of wicked Road Atlanta.
Well, Road Atlanta might go down in the Firestone Firehawk books as one of the toughest races, at least for the cars, we've ever seen. I said at the beginning of the show, at Road Atlanta, when you make a mistake, it's a big one.
The best battle of the day was definitely at the front of the field, where Petrick, Vardy, and Ham swapped the lead as they raced around the tricky Road Atlanta track. Ham dashed by Vardy on lap 65, and one lap later, he picked off Petrick and put his Porsche in position for a second straight win.
You guys have been in a real good battle all day long. Everybody else says they can go the rest of the way on fuel. I think maybe not, but what about you?
Well, we believe we can. You know, we had some yellows, and that'll help us conserve it some. We came in on that last yellow and got a splash, so we got filled up. We think we can make it. It'll be close. The extra weight, of course, has hurt us a little bit on fuel mileage from the last race, so, you know, we'll be concerned, but we think we can make it.
Petrick's great run in his Camaro came to a sudden stop on lap 68 when on-course contact created a costly line of sight obstruction. Petrick pitted for some remodeling work, returned to the race, and eventually finished 8th, one lap down.
Well, I didn't see what happened, and it was kind of a sudden thing. We just saw him come in. He called in, said, "We're out." I guess he ran in the back of somebody, and the hood flew up, so he couldn't see. He had to come in. We had to take the hood off the thing. So I don't really know what happened.
I know you're dejected, but you got to feel real good about the fact that you're competitive again.
It's been really fun. You know, we're back racing again. We got 6 cars out here on the lead lap, you know, and it's racing again. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
While the competition was closer, it was once again Porsche in front at the finish. Ham held off Vardy and took the checkers by 11 seconds. Cunningham and Sed lapped the field and won in sports. Earwood and Zemecki finished second in the division, despite a visit to the tire wall as the Eagle prepared to take the checkered flag. And the combination of Buell and Scavness captured the touring title in the Saturn.
Well, Nick Ham just climbing out of the Kelly Moss Racing Porsche. Kelly Moss' team ironically scored the very first win for Porsche back in 1990, and this is the 13th straight for Porsche. Nick Ham, you've done a good job again.
Thank you very much, Dorsey. I had 2 goals when I came here. I wanted to win the race for the team and try not to put any scratches on the car. I've only achieved the first one, unfortunately. But it was a really, really good team effort, and we had some good pit strategy. We came in about 50 minutes, and then we got that yellow right after that. So we came in right at the end of that and topped up and knew we could go the distance. And then at one point there was like a 5-car shootout. It was just great.
I can't remember ever that I can see a Firehawk race with so physical as this one. We had a lot of accidents and like you said, a great 5-car battle. Were you near anything?
Oh, I was near everything. Oh, I don't believe the car. The punishment, I put the car through the curbs. I went over the constant high revs. It's a hell of a car, this Porsche 944.
Well, guys, this was probably the most physical race I've ever seen in a Firestone Firehawk. A lot of cars in trouble. Anything near to you?
No, we actually didn't hit a person. I mean, it was the cleanest race we've been in a long time. I mean, you can't say enough about the Dodge Stealth. The No Fear boys did a good job in the crew. Renal wheels and Red Line oil, everything worked perfect.
Well, Robbie, we got out of the car. You told me this guy has all the ability and that you could rest assured that he was going to put this thing together, and here you are.
Yeah, he did that. I think that's a good sign for the rest of the year. If we keep doing that, I'll start the race. I'll keep the car out of trouble, bring it home to Chris, and all he's got to do is just keep her out of trouble, and I think we're going to have a good year.
Chris, the first win's always the hardest to get under the belt. You finally got that accomplished. I know you're happy. You're going to keep going with it?
Oh, yeah. I'm committed with these guys the rest of the season, and I'm not giving it up now.
Well, Dorsey, next time we catch up with the Firehawk cars, we have to make that really tough trip to Monterey and Laguna Seca.
Beautiful racetrack, but you know, these Firestone Firehawk cars have regular street brakes. Laguna Seca, a very hard racetrack on brakes. Last year we saw some trouble there, and we might see some again.
It provides some excellent racing. Now, you've done a lot of racing in your days. Ever raced on ice?
I never have raced on ice because it's just too cold.
Okay, well, we have some Firehawk guys that do. It's a wild sight, and we'll have that story next.
U.S. Olympic athletes. All told, they put in millions of training miles. It's the same idea behind our Firestone Firehawk Endurance Championship Series. The Firestone performance tires we've raced have run up more than 1.5 million miles. And everything we learn goes into every Firestone performance tire we make. Is it worth it? We think so.
Perfected the bicycle.
This bike's missing one part. This bike is still missing one part.
Professor?
This is the only part the bike is missing. It's a bicycle helmet. We always wear helmets when we ride. If you're not wearing a helmet, you're not ready to ride.
Whether trolling the backwater or casting in peaceful still waters, when Bill's in search of big fish, he knows how to hook prize keepers. Follow Bill Dance to the best fishing holes in the South on his quest for the ones that won't get away. Brought to you in part by ProCraft Boats. Bill Dance Outdoors, 12:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Eastern on TNN Sports Sunday. Catch 90 minutes of racing excitement from start to finish on the American Sports Cavalcade. The American Sports Cavalcade. 7 Eastern Sports Sundays on TNN.
We have to remember, Firestone Firehawk cars are just like our street cars, and our street cars run in all kind of weather. Now, we'll see these cars race in the dry, and we'll see them race in the rain. Some drivers actually take their Firestone Firehawk car and race on ice.
To the average driver, it is the worst nightmare, ice. But each winter, race drivers from across the country battle the elements and each other on the professional ice racing circuit. Two regulars on the circuit are Firehawk veteran Bill Artsberger and teammate Scott Crone. Both have captured national ice racing titles. The series packs a heavy schedule into January and February. Virtually every weekend, you can find an event, usually 2 to 3 hours in length.
What they do is they go to a large lake that's frozen with the ice that's thick enough, and they plow a road course on it. Something similar to what we have here at Road Atlanta. Might be something more similar to, say, Mid-Ohio or whatever, but it's flat, of course, because it's on a lake. And solid ice, we put studs in the tires, and we can change the bars around, of course, and change with our pressures. But basically, it's the same car we run here in the Firehawk series that we run on the ice.
Ice racing has similar rules to the Firehawk series, including a mandatory driver change. Attrition can be high. Once the smooth ice surface is chiseled by studded tires, deep ruts can be brutal on the suspension, adding to the challenge of chasing the checkers.
The whole key to getting around a track on the ice is making the car slide and getting totally sideways before you go in the turn, so your front end is pointing where you want to go, even though you're sliding this way toward the snowbank, and getting back on the power and hope it hooks up and get you back to where you want to go.
Fields usually consist of 20 to 30 cars, and that can be quite a crowd when sliding across the track in a blinding shower of ice shavings.
Oh, that's one of the big problems, and the colder it gets, the more that mist kind of hangs in the air. It's actually ice chips from the studs and the tires. They'll actually dig little trenches in the ice, and the track deteriorates over time. Sometimes you'll get trenches real deep, but that kind of hangs in the air, and they require a real bright halogen light on the back of every car. And sometimes you'll come up down the straightaway and you're just going, and all of a sudden there's a bright light right in front of you. Go, oh, you know, you're real close to somebody. You'll actually bump into them sometimes just because you can't see them. You can be the defroster going full blast, wipers going full blast, and there's a little patch of the windshield. You're looking out going, man, I hope I'm still on the track as you're going along about 100 miles an hour. Oh, there's a turn. Toss it into the turn. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a big-time deal. The purses are small. It's more for the fun of it. But it's a good series, IIRA, International Ice Racing Association. They put on 6 or 7 events per year in the U.S. and Canada. And you get a lot. It's fun. You get a lot of big-name drivers. We've had Jeff Brabham out there, Tony Bettenhausen. We even had Jack Brabham come down and raced. It was kind of fun going wheel-to-wheel in the corner with Jack Brabham.
Yeah, I went up with Herm Johnson. He invited me up, and it took him quite a few years to get me to go up there, you know, because I'm kind of like the sun and the warmth, you know. But I had a lot of fun. You know, the racing up there is very competitive, and the tracks are really fun to drive on, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And certainly as far as car control and stuff like that, and it teaches you a lot that way. And a lot of people who can't afford to race, you know, or the normal type of racing can go up and drive almost the car they drive on the street and race ice racing and have a great time doing it.
That's all the time we have for today. Next Saturday, the Bridgestone Supercar Championship resumes right here at Road Atlanta.
With some of the world's most exotic and fastest cars on a fast racetrack.
Lotus, the defending champ, will have that action for you next Saturday, and we'll look for you later this weekend on Inside Winston Cup Racing.
And thanks for having us in for the races here on TNN.
Communications for Firehawk provided by Racing Radio's Forest Park, Georgia. Racing Radios, the official communications of IMSA.
Inside Winston Cup Racing, 11 a.m. Eastern on TNN Sports Sunday.
Monday night, Marty Stewart hosts a Hillbilly Rockin' Nashville Now.
There's a girl trying to steal my heart and I'm tempted.
His partner in crime.